Hey guys and gals, hey guys and gals, what is good? What is good? What is good today? What is good today? All right. It is so great to have you. Oh, yes, I appreciate you so much. I do, guys and gals. Thank you for hitting that play button. Every single one of you legends! Man, legend. Only a legend would click the play button for content like this. You're a legend. I do not want to go off on a tangent. I have other opinions and thoughts of what everybody else is doing. But I will keep that to myself. Even though it's difficult to contain myself. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for learning and growing with Johnny with Whiskey Tango Coding here on Twitch and YouTube. Yes. It's great to have you. Thank you for hitting the play button. Let's go. Okay, quick mod stuffs is make sure we're good. Let's make sure we're good on the stream. It's great to have you. Oh yes, word molecules. Turn it up. Turn it the fuck up, you guys. Come on. I believe in you, every single one of you that wants to learn C++. Legends. It's fun. It keeps the brain fresh, you know? And then when you get old, you can still keep the brain fresh by doing coding. It's great. It's better than sitting around staring at an old school boob tube watching Bob Barker. Nothing against Bob Barker. Bob Barker's awesome. But I do not want to become a CRT NPC. You feel me? I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but it's funny. You guys love it. Don't yez? All right, gotta turn up the vibes. Let's shout out. There needs to be more of yes to shouts out. Live and Chill says, thank you, Mr. Sigma. Thank you, Live and Chill. Live and Chilly. My bad. I gotta learn how to read. Living Chilly says, thank you, Mr. Sigma. I love it. It's awesome. Taking it as a compliment. 'Cause I can. That's called thick skin. Yes. You guys having a good day? I hope so. It's great to have you. Thank you, lurkers and twerkers. Lurkers and twerkers. Sandwich making workers. Appreciate y'all. I wish what's that one saying I have? Hold up. I gotta find it now. Great. Usually I paste it in chat. I missed it today. I missed it. Let's see. Okay. If I don't find it, I do apologize. I paste it in chat every once in a while. For you guys, for some reading entertainment, says. Because, you know, reading's good. Okay. I'm in the wrong document. Too many documents, guys. Too many documents. Which one? Is it this 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 one? Yeah, well, this one's got the shouty outies, so we're going to do that. Because I could not find it. I got too many words to scroll through. Okay. Shout outs, latest supporters, Twitch fam, brothers and sisters. I do appreciate you. There's so many of you. I could spend a half an hour just shouting you all out. But you guys know I appreciate you. I do care. Thank you for the support. You guys are all great. Guys and gals, every single one of you. Wish you all the best in life. I hope life is treating you goods. Don't forget to buy me a coffee because, you know, I love coffee. It helps. Help with the coffee fund. That'd be great. Yeah, it would be awesome. All right, here we go. Latest followers here on Twitch and also on YouTube. Nicole Trace, 66. Bart, number 1. Jim Jam, 1238. Kazert, 20. And my guy, well, everybody's my guy or my girl in that sense. Gavin, 555. Kamikaze ML. I appreciate you being around, my guy. I hope you're good. Don't kamikaze yourself, okay, please? I likes having you around, bro. Okay, I likes having you around. iDucky, let's go. I'm just gonna call you iDucky because Pipe Ducky sounds weird. Okay, all right. I love doing that. It's fun now. It is fun. And Wicked Stat! Let's go with YouTube. WX87. Flawless Hack. Salt of the Earth Ministry. Yeah. Appreciate you, my guy. Bless. And this one's a difficult one to say because it's not in the dictionary. My bad. A-awe. A-awe. A-Y-A-W-E. A-awe. You should have changed it to A-yay. Right? It'd be more exciting. Let's go. Yerps, yerps, yerps. That's my new saying. I don't know if it's actual saying or not, but I like saying it. Yerp, yerp, yerp. And let's do this. And then we're going to get into some learning, guys, gals. I always do this in the beginnings of Aries videos. So you guys and gals know I appreciate you and the support. You beautiful, intelligent people. I love it. All right, this is for you guys and gals. Yes. That's my fam in the background, guys. Okay? I got them shouting you guys out, showing the love. Because, you know, we all appreciate you. Every single one of us is. Alright, it's time to learn. It's time to learn. Guys and gals, it's time to learn. Again, if you support the channel, you will be shouted out as well. Click the old likesies buttons, subscribes buttons. I don't usually, ask you guys to do these things because I feel, if you're watching this content, you're already, with my thinking processes, I already know you're an intelligent person and that you know how to click buttons and stuff. I don't need to explain these things to you guys because I already know that you guys are intelligent, right? When you have to explain stuff to people, like how to click a button, usually the reason you're explaining it is because, well, they're dumb. Right? Isn't that how the world works? Right? Don't drink the Drano. We gotta put stuff on the container so that nobody drinks the Dranos. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You gotta explain things to people because, they don't know how to think, I guess. They're not thinkers, guys. They're not thinkers. That's probably why they're called NPCs. All right, let's go. Remember, you're an individual. You have a brain. And learn to think for yourself. Let's go! Okay, that's enough of that. Again, guys and gals, just so you know, every single one of you that is watching the content, you guys are right off the hop in my books or in my thoughts. Already smart, beautiful, intelligent people, probably with an IQ of 120 and so. Again, yeah. And just so you know, I am on the right. Okay. All right. I love country. Yeah. Who doesn't love grass and horses? Who doesn't love grass and horses? I love grass and horses. Hey. Did you know that grass is for lawnmowers and that hay is for horses? Okay, that's enough of that, guys. If you're laughing at this point, make sure you hit the click button. The click button. The what? What are you talking about, Bob? Make sure you guys hit the click button. Do you want me to show you how to press a button? Just kidding. Make sure you hit the like button. All right, let's go. Let's go. It's time to learn. Flick that switch in the old brain molecules, guys and gals. It's time to learn. Let's do some learning. Serious mode. I'm going to try to be serious. Okay? All right. I can be. We are today. Let's go. We're doing this now. The course outline. Okay? I'm not going to really go over kind of what we already did. We're on a new section, okay, of this course / program. Yes, it's kind of long or whatever, but guys, look at this as like, you can look at it as like an audiobook. You can use it as an audiobook if you choose. Or, well, I do visuals on Visual Studio, so you might want to see that as well. You could timestamp it somehow. I don't know how you would do that, but take notes of where you are if you're just listening to it. Yeah, like a class, like a lecture. Okay, that's what we're doing here, guys. We're not doing 5-minute videos. Here, do how, see how, do. Dude, no explain, need to know how. Don't know how, it do, but know how, do. You know what I mean? We're better than cavemen, okay? Over here. We've advanced from the caveman era. Some people seem to want to go back to that kind of way of living. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a good thing. Who knows? Yeah, hard to say. Anyways. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's like a lecture, it's like a class. Okay? That's what we're doing. So now we're working on creating expressions and statements. Let's go. I've used the word statements, guys, so you should know what those are, right? That's the part I'm talking about, because I use all this coding lingo and terminology, and we're talking about theory, and maybe I go on and on and on explaining things, but I just want to make sure that you guys fully understand. Okay, just want to make sure. Again, if you already understand the concept, you can kind of just skip forward however many skips you want to do. That's up to you. It's great to have you. I do want to express that. So yeah, man, on a tangent, but yeah, at least we're kind of on track a little bit. So let's see, today statements. So in regards to that, by the time we get to a certain area, a new area or a new topic, there's going to be wordology, if you don't mind me using that. That makes sense, right? Certain wordage or verbiage, wordology, if you will, and you'll actually know what I'm talking about, right? Because I'm using, certain, what I call, coding language. Get to know the coding lingo, right? If you're working in a company, let's say you eventually want to work for a company, I wish you the best and success on being able to do that if that's your goal. Or maybe you want to just be an indie developer, such as I. It's tough, guys. It's tough. Okay? So just be ready, right? It's not easy. It's not an easy gig. Got to work harder than the rest. So yeah, wow, I've been on this for 3 years and 11 months now, guys. That's pretty wild. That's great though. I feel good on my journey, all the things I've learned. There's even more to learn, not even done. I still have to get into the plan is to eventually get into, which I haven't yet, because I was basically just working on Unity for a while, because I wanted a graphical user interface, something I could work with, turn the code into, action, movement. Of course, I got my certificate through .NET and Microsoft for C plus. I mean, not C plus, C sharp. So I do have that, and so that I could get in. I don't know. I forget the order of operations I did things, but I did get it. And of course, Unity uses C sharp language for their script. So I want to get into, and the reason I did that is because I'm like, okay, I learned C++, and I'm like, man, I love C++. Like, you learn so much. Like all the other languages, I don't know. I haven't learned all of them. Again, I only know C sharp, and then I only know C++. I'm gonna be real with you. Typically, I'm always real with you guys, anyways. So I'm like, yeah, I need a GUI. I want to make some magic happen. So I was doing SFML for a little bit with C++, and it just wasn't enough for me. I wanted something better, so I kind of moved towards C sharp and Unity, which has been a great journey. I still love it, and I think I'll get back to it as well. I just get to a point where it's kind of just gets a little bit boring for me. When it gets like that, I just take a break away from it, and there will be a point in time in life where I'll be like, man, I miss doing that, and then I'll go back to it again. It's just who I am as a person. If it's not challenging me, then I lose interest. It's just who I am. So C++ always challenges me, and so eventually I want to get into OpenGL. So that's the goal. I should have already did that already, but well, whatevers. I'll have lots of my resume, I guess. Okay, so there you go. A little bit of, who I am and what's up. Yeah, let me just confirm that. Hold up. I'll just confirm that so that you guys have the correct information. I've got it on my LinkedIn profile. C++ developer, Microsoft Windows Studio, C++ and Visual Studio. Foundational C Sharp with Microsoft. Actually, the licenses and certificates was through Free Code Camp. Okay, and it was free to do that, guys and gals. I believe there was a link, but yeah. Foundational C Sharp with Microsoft certificate. I do haves. Okay. I don't usually share my... There's jobs out for design and drafting, but I've kind of moved away. AutoCAD's too expensive for me to afford by myself. I can't even pay for advertising and stuff. It's tough to kind of get out there and get known when you have no money to invest into, getting out there, right? And I don't do Twit Talks, okay? I do Twitter, but Twitter's toxic too, so it's great to have you on Twitter if you do join. Trying to stay away from the toxic part of it. But yeah, and then Facebook for my IT and PC network company. That was a 4 or 5 year fail, Anyways, man, going on a tangent. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. Okay, back on track. Starting with statements. Okay. But yeah, here I am doing this, and I'm actually really enjoying this, guys. Even though, there are going to be fails in life. Okay. One thing about fails, you fall down, maybe you fall on your face and whatever. The strength that you get is by getting the back up. Okay? Just get the back up and keep going. That's what you do. Okay? Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. Don't try to spoon with your mom or anything just so you can feel better. Just get up. Be a person. Be an individual. figure it out yourself. That's how you do it. Okay, a little bit of tough love. That's love. That's called tough love. Okay, saying that with love. All right, starting with statements. In C++, a statement controls the sequence of execution, evaluates an expression, or does nothing. The null statement. We'll be getting this stuff like this. Okay, you'll see null. I'll type it up. We'll get there. I'm gonna clean this up. Anything going on here? We're okay here. Okay, it's quiet on this end. All right, let's clean this up. I left that for you guys and gals to do just for practice. I'll keep that up there. Word of the day. I could go like this, as a matter of fact. I mean, just to kind of spread things out a little bit here. And whoops, I don't like that. Okay, and what did I normally have here? These are kind of typically, they're kind of global. Usually you write your variables up here, but you can write them here as well. We'll get into talking about the three main parts of your line coding essay. Stay tuned for that. I guess local variables to int main. There. And then I'll just put my variables underneath there. All right. Awesome. Okay. Let's get into another gear, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. All right, all C++, all C++, oh my goodness gracious. All C++, I wonder if I should just say CPP. That sounds strange too. All C++ statements end with a semicolon, right? I've explained that part. So this is just kind of reiterating, a little more reassurance. Right? Statements. Okay? They all end with a semicolon and nothing else. That's true. Okay? All right? Not to go on a tangent, but some other languages don't even have it. It's like, what? You can't even put a semicolon? Is that TMI or something? Did your brain break because you had to put a semicolon? Oh, no! One of the most common statements is the following assignment statement. Okay, here we go. We're not actually, it's weird the way they've written it, but I'm going to declare it int x equals a plus b, because you can, why not? And that is a statement right there. We didn't declare any variables. Technically, declaring a variable would be me doing this and initializing like this, and then go comma a comma a b, and then closing. Oh, it's gonna want that as well, and there we go. And then here now I don't have to redeclare x, right? You only need, so I've explained this before, but we'll just kind of go over it again. Once you declare the data type, you only need to do it once for each variable. So I don't have to redeclare, okay? So here all we're doing is we're declaring the data type. We're creating variables. It could be anything. I mean, you're the coder, you're the creator. You could use whatever variable you want. You could have a variable named George's Pizza. Okay? And I don't know how to spell George, apparently. George, how do you spell your name? It's because I don't know how to type, guys. Don't cheat in typing in high school. I'm just telling you. Because you build bad habits, And it doesn't matter how much you try to break those habits, they happen all the time. Yes, I type the and ands like that all the time. It's so annoying. It's almost like my left brain or my left hand is quicker than my right hand. I don't think it's a left brain, right brain thing. Anyways, okay, unlike in algebra, this statement does not mean that x is equal to a and b. Rather, this is read. Assign the value of the sum, right? So whatever the sum is, assign that value to x. That's kind of what they're saying here. Set x equal to a plus b. So this is like that left-hand side equals right-hand side concept we'll talk about a lot. You'll even see them as variables. Well, in the sense, in some like higher end code. For example, we haven't even gotten there yet, not even close, but overloading operators and such, you'll see this kind of stuff. Okay, but anyways, it still remains true though that the left-hand side equals the right-hand side. So whatever calculation, whatever mathematical process that happens on the right side, it gets stored into the variable on the left-hand side. The left-hand side, remember, this x value has a memory location and it has a container, right? If you've been following along, I'm not going to go over the diagrams and stuff again, okay? I appreciate you following the series and following along. If you've missed that part, I recommend you go back and just kind of continue from there so that you're kind of up to par. We're all playing golf together, on the same golf course. We're all on even par here. Because, hey, what's wrong with par? Man, I would love to go golfing. I haven't gone golfing in such a long time. Okay, so the mathematical process, a plus b, we haven't really, it's going to be 0 plus 0, and then it's going to, because these are 0 right now, right? There's no value. We've initialized them. I've created the variable. Here I'm just initializing to 0 by using 2 curly brackets. Brother and sister. Okay, it's wild, but take note, like when you start reading somebody else's syntax and such. What is this saying? Oh yeah, because I didn't initialize it. It's telling me to initialize it. That's what it's doing. Make it something, Bob. You can't just leave it as nothing. Even though it has 0 in there, but I don't want to go on that tangent. But in the past, whichever version, Visual Studio I was using, it was garbage that was stored if you didn't initialize it to 0. Which I didn't mind it being garbage. I had no issues doing this for initialization. Okay, continuing on. We are learning now, guys, right? I am trying to get into gear here. Okay, so whatever gets done here, this could be just a value too, right? Now I've assigned x to be 15. Okay, again, this would be called a literal constant now, which in my thinking, a constant, right? I'm a bit mathematically inclined, so when I hear the word constant, I think I'm just gonna go, I'm not using a macro, but we'll just pretend we're using a macro. 3.1416 was it? Right? Oh, and it's not an int, it would be is it float I use? Let me just see. I have to really get that in my brain, stored in the old memory banks. Which one uses less memory, float or double? I think it's float. Let's double check that. We shall double check. Right here. Oops. Okay. There we go. Yes, float. Allocation. Memory allocation, it's called. Alright, so I'll just use float. Ba, 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 ba. So yeah, when I think constant, I think this is a constant, right? That's just my mathematical brain, right? I love math, I truly do. As a matter of fact, if you see any of my YouTube videos and such, I do a lot of mathematical stuff as well. Determinants, just different things, creating programs. Yeah, it's fun. I love it. I love doing it. Okay. I know we need to get to learning, guys. I know. This statement is doing two things. It is adding A and B together and is assigning the result to X. Okay. Now, again, I am explaining this stuff kind of over again. I've explained it in prior videos, right? Helping lead you guys up to, being able to be confident and good at C++ programming. That's kind of the goal here. So if you kind of understand the method to my madness and you bear with me and understand, man, that's great. I appreciate you. We will get there. We are slowly kind of moving forward, okay? And with me explaining this already in the past, it increases that reassurance of you're getting the correct information, and second, it's also being stored in the old brain cranium. You know what I mean? In your old brain library, right? That's why we study. Repetition. Okay, guys? All right. Again, the equal sign is an assignment operator, which I don't have open. Documents. Let's see. Whoops. I was going the right way. This one, and then I'm just looking for the operators. I want to use the proper terminology, right? For me, it's just theory. It's just calling something, right? Like, I don't need to know a car is called a car if I know how to operate one, right? I'm a doer. I could do. I don't need to know the name of it, but it helps, right? It helps with communication between fellow coders and those sort of things. So in a sense, you do have to know the lingo so that you can communicate with each other, right? If somebody says to you an assignment operator and you don't know what they mean, you're gonna kind of look silly sitting there staring at your monitor going, can you hold my hand and type it for me? If I hired you and you didn't know that, I might question, why did I hire you? Just saying. Not you in general, okay? Viewer, appreciate you. All right? You can do this. You can do this yourself. You don't need your handheld. All right. Okay. Come on. I'm so close. I'm here. I feel like I'm right here. Yes. Okay. Don't move. All right. Good. Assignment operators, right? Your basic arithmetic or binary operators. This is part of my slowly building a coding. It's more of a theory type book that I'm kind of slowly building here. Again, I need an editor for it. I have 144,249 characters in it, guys and gals. Pretty wild, and it's still growing. Okay, so yeah, equal sign is an assignment operator. Or you could call it arithmetic or binary operators, all right? we're just going over the theory, you know. It's pretty easy right now, guys. It really is. This is just learning about the stuffs, learning about the things. And again, it's the foundation of coding. You kind of need all this. All right, so even though this statement is doing two things, it is one statement and thus has one semicolon. Okay, the assignment operator assigns whatever is on the right side of the equal sign to whatever is on the left side, right? So just all you need to remember, this is the important part that they're trying to express to you. Even myself, I'm trying to express this to you guys. Whatever happens on the right side gets stored into the left side. Okay, remember this. That's why you'll see left-hand side equals right-hand side. Okay, kind of stuff. All right, it sounds kind of basic or it sounds trivial, but really in encoding and understanding what's happening under the hood is kind of important, right? It's just the reassurance, right? The understanding. Okay? Using white space. So when I don't think I need to really go into white space too much, but when I run the program, all this space here, all this emptiness, the program, the compiler doesn't care about it. It means nothing. When you run the program, it really just probably skips. Again, when you run the program, a program is executed line by line in the order it appears in your source code until a function is reached, yada, yada, yada. I imagine it goes from here and then just jumps right to here. Boom, and then goes boom, and goes into this method. Well, it's actually a function because we don't have any classes yet. But anyways, okay, so when you run to get space in your code, what you have to do is this, right? What you're seeing here, right? Again, remember space, your space bar is associated with an integer value, an unsigned int, right? ASCII table stuff. And space is actually a character too, guys. Isn't that wild? Doesn't that just trip your brain a little bit? What? Space is a character? How's that even possible? Well, it is. Pretty wild, right? So, again, it has a value, it's a character, and you will, when I run this, you'll see blah blah blah, you'll actually see the spaces being run as well. Okay, so again, when you hear the word white space, usually what they're talking about is all this emptiness. Okay, it's all white space. White space is the invisible characters such as tabs, spaces, and new lines. Okay. Well, all right. That's what they're saying. So they're calling this white space too? Tabs, new lines? Sure. These are called white space characters. Ah, there's the reassurance. That separates. That's different, right? I'm telling you guys, this is white space. This is white space. In fact, again, the main point what I was trying to say is when you run the program, all of this is ignored, right? This isn't run in the program. This means nothing. It's nothingness, right? If you have deep thoughts, right, prior to existing, what would there be if there was nothing? Just like deep thought this, right? What would there be if there was nothing? Would nothing exist if there was nothing? Would nothing be a thing? Imagine. It's crazy. I'm not using drugs, I'm not using alcohol, I don't smoke. Okay? But imagine. Right? Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Deep Thoughts by Johnny. What would there be if there was nothing? Would nothing be a thing? What would nothing look like if it was nothing? Yeah, that's wild. Okay, let's carry on. This is fun though. I do like doing this stuff, typing letters and stuff into a computer and making stuff happen and seeing all the magical things that you could do with it. It's pretty cool. It's fun. It really is. Right? You're creating something from nothing. That's what you're doing essentially. Okay. So they're calling it white space characters. Alright, that makes sense. I could think of it like that. White space characters. Sure, I'll go with it. Again, this is all the theory stuff, right? I don't need to know a car is called a car if I know how to operate a car. I could still operate this without knowing that it's called a car. Okay, Bob? But we'll call it white space characters, right? I'll try to store that in the memory banks. But I do know the most important thing is to know that this space is a character in ASCII table. That's the most important thing to remember. Okay? Because if they are printed on a piece of white paper, you only see the white space, white of the paper, right? White space is generally ignored in statements. For example, the assignment statement previously discussed could be written as, yeah, so they're showing this, right? For us visually, we create this separation, right? It's all kind of condensed here, so our eyes look at it and go, ah, man, that's awful, right? So we can still write it like this. It's still gonna run normally, okay? I could even go like this, apparently. Right? That's still gonna run too, as well. But if we look at it, for us, just for our own OCD, if you're OCD, you understand, right? Yeah, that's cringe. Real cringe. Huge cringe. That's so much better. I'm back to normal again, if I ever was normal. Alright, well, that's what happens when you just live off wieners and bologna sandwiches, guys. Okay? Don't forget to buy me a coffee, because I would not be functioning at all. I don't think I could even do videos. If I didn't have coffee, you guys could just forget about it. Forget about it! Because it ain't happening. Because, yeah, you might get, yeah, okay. Man, you're awesome for being here. You really are. Thank you for sticking around. You're a legend. You are a solid person. I love it. I love you, man. I love you, girl. All right. I care about you as an individual sense. All right. Although the last variation is perfectly legal, it is also perfectly foolish. That's right. I agree. Foolish. That's crazy talk. What you're doing there. Spacing things out like that. What kind of insane person are you to do that anyways? It's foolish. It is foolish, that's for sure. I must agree. White space can be used to make your programs more readable and easier to maintain, right? Visually, it's just better. This is how we're trained as humans to read. It's the way we see characters, right? We don't do weird stuff with it. Triggers the old brain molecules and sends the old electrical signals on a short circuit, kind of thing. Okay, or it can be used to create horrific and indecipherable code. Yeah, horrific that's definitely a good adjective. As in all things, C++ provides the power, you supply the judgment. Let's go! I love that statement. That's such a cool statement. I love it. I actually want to keep that. I might want to keep that. Oh, let's see. You guys know what that's from. If you do, you're a legend. If you don't, what are you doing? Where have you been? We'll go like this because I think it's pops. It pops. Pops. That's right, it does. It pops. Okay, so I got one there. Okay, all right. That's fine. Okay. Let's just put it down here. Okay, good. All right, it's fine. Let's build. I haven't built it yet. Usually I build it and then run it. Let's check it out. There we go. See the space? You see how, like, where I put this down here, guys? And see how it's returned in the console? The compiler doesn't care about all that emptiness. Okay, that's kind of the main purpose of explaining all that, right? Because the way you type code, right, you have to understand how it's going to be outputted or returned to the console, okay? All right, blocks and compound statements. Any place you can put a single statement, you can put a compound statement. So what do they mean by compound? Also called a block. Okay, so they said the word block, so I immediately think, if I use the right characters, block, right? Anytime I see curly brackets, I think of a block of code, right? Or there's other terms it's called. Basically, this is what I call the body, right? Of a, it could be anything, the body of a void function, the body of an int function, the body of a if-else statement or an if statement, right? You'll see the curly brackets used a lot. And I'm going to get into the I kind of, not equate, I don't know if that's the right word, but I associate an essay the way you write essays. Again, I need an editor still, right? Because that's why I need an editor, because I'm not the best at, that kind of stuff. I can write grammatically correct sentences. I do know how to spell properly. I do know proper punctuation. I do know the difference between your and your, that kind of stuff. But I couldn't write an essay to save my life. I'll be real there, right? But I can beat you in a mathematics exam. Okay, not you, but just saying. Mathematics was my thing. It's just, what I was gifted with, if you will. So body, right? This is where you would write your code or block a code or make the magic happen, right? Inside the curly brackets is where you make the magic happen. It's no different than our int main function, right? It has a brother and a sister curly bracket. Again, don't mess these up. You notice the connection line, right? Okay, so if I added an extra curly bracket, that breaks the code. Okay, see that? See it broke? And the rest of this is going to break too. So this is going to not execute properly. You see how this isn't recognized? Just simply by accidentally adding a curly bracket. Okay, so that's a tip for you. All right, so beware of that. Don't mess up with your curly brackets. Okay, they're key. They play an important role in coding. Okay, guys? A block begins with an opening brace, which I call the brother, and ends with a closing brace, which I call the sister. So back to the essay, associate with an essay, yeah, right? So in the future, I'll call it a line coding essay when we get into working with functions. Guys and gals, that's kind of, the way I teach it, right? So I'll associate it with an essay. And curly brackets, anything in curly brackets is the body, right, of an essay. That I know you understand. Okay? Although every statement in the block must end with a semicolon, okay, right? Every statement. Anytime you type a line, these are all statements. Every single one of these is a statement. That's a statement. That's a statement. Even though the information we're putting in is different, it's not the same as this, but they're still statements. That's a statement, right? These are all statements. Okay, you follow me? You feel me? Okay, good, awesome, right? So we're doing the real coding language, okay? And they end with semicolons, okay? Because we're intelligent people. It's not hard or difficult or challenging for us to remember a semicolon, right? It's not that difficult. 120 and higher IQ club. Okay, so although every statement in the block must end with a semicolon, the block itself does not end with a semicolon, right? So this is a block, right? We don't need a semicolon, but you'll see it used sometimes with the sister. It just depends on what you're doing. Again, when you're line coding, guys, whatever you're doing, there's a certain way to type the syntax, okay? And again, it's very consistent. It's very repetitive. Once you learn the way it's written and you do more, the more and more and more you do, the better it gets. Trust. It gets stored in the old memory banks. It gets remembered, okay? And then after a while, you won't even have to think. You just do it, okay? Grind, grind, grind. That's what you do. All right, so this block of code acts as one statement, and okay, so they're kind of showing. You might as well learn it now. I guess it won't hurt. I'm gonna go like this, and the local variable I'm gonna use is called temp. Okay, and then there's another one I'm gonna use, which is I don't know why I deleted all that. I'm just gonna undo everything I did by hitting Control Z. Okay, I don't need that. I'm gonna go like this, temp, and then I'm gonna get rid of X. And do I want temp in front? I don't know, order of operations kind of thing, the way I'm thinking in the sense, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, so I created some local variables to the main, right? Local variables, local to int main. Let's just write it like that. Hopefully that makes sense, right? These are local variables to the main, okay? It can't be seen. Remember, guys, if you've been watching, remember what happens if you use a block and then you try to use that outside the block. It's almost like it can't be seen, right? So you do have to realize curly brackets can act like a blanket. I call it acting like a blanket. It hides your code in a sense, right? Even though it's all inside, it still can't be seen line by line. If you've been watching the series, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's great that you have been. Okay, so I'm just gonna type what they have. I had to declare them, right? Because it needs to know what they are. You have to always declare first, okay? And this is kind of a swapping variables type thing. And if you understand, a variable holds a value, we can make one variable equal another variable, right? In this case, we're making whatever A is holding or storing in memory. Again, A is also a variable. It's going to have a memory address. It's going to own a container, and it's going to hold a value or a number in that container, depending on your data type, right? So whatever's in A is getting now put into temp. So let's say A was equal to 15 or 16, whatever, that's fine. I could declare like this as well. So, but temp is 0, B is 0. So now I just assigned the value 16 to temp, okay? Just by making that statement. And B, maybe I should give a value as well. Let's just go 22 or something like that, okay? And then I'm going to swap again. I could swap and say, now, well, A is equal to B. Okay? I don't normally give these, like I'll give space, an extra space in between. I do this just so you guys could, for readability, okay? So now I'm going to say B is equal to temp. Well, what am I doing over here, Bob? What am I doing? Well, let's get rid of this. I will keep this though. We'll go like that. I'm going to get rid of this because as you can see, the program doesn't recognize X. As soon as I build it, Control Shift B is what I do. It's going to go X has not been declared. And as a matter of fact, you might as well see it. See? Undeclared. There's your word for the day. We might have a new one, but word for the day is declared. Okay? Being able to understand what is being said down here, right? And then you go, and then it tells you which line. Oh, it's line 51. Okay, line 51. Oh, dirt burgers. I deleted it, right? Because we deleted it earlier. So now at this point, and this will work, right? If I declared this inside, let me just show you what I was talking about before. And I'll try not to go on to it for too long, guys. I'm just going to go, let's see, how do we do this? Let's go temp equals, I'm going to do this kind of all in line. And then maybe, I don't know, what can I do? Some sort of separation we need, right? So I'll go like that. And then now let's go. Again, this is all part of the typing things, and you have to separate your strings with these stream operators, okay? They're overloaded. It's another word you might as well get used to. When an operator's overloaded, that's what they've done there. So you have to have them in between. So we got our string literal, we got our actual variable, we got another string literal, separated by another. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. I'm being silly there. So I could go comma, and then now I could go A. Is it A the next one? Sure, A. And then now I'm going to put A. And then I'm actually going to kind of be lazy and just copy this. You just got to be careful. And then make sure I change my variable. Careful of doing that. B. And then lastly, B. And then end with a semicolon. So what I've done here is I'm printing out text. I'm printing out the value, whatever's stored in the variable. Then I'm printing out some more text. Or, again, a string. A string is a series of characters or a series of chars, right? We say ch, right? That's how we're taught to pronounce ch, right? When we say charcoal, we don't go carcoal. It's not carcoal, it's charcoal. So that's why we say ch when we see char, because we pronounce the ch You know, like a train. Choo-choo! Just kidding. It kind of is like that. Yeah, everything's good. And then I could end it with a, just for, you know, visual sense, end it with a standard end line. So that's what's happening here, guys. String literal, a number. String literal, a number. String literal, a number. Okay, because when this gets run, the compiler's going to go, okay, B, I need B variable, right? So, all right, you're following? I hope so. Okay, so take note that temp is 0, right? Line by line. A is 16. This is initially. We have initially declared A as 16 and B as 22. Okay? So I can print this out outside my block. Why? Here's the next thing. Why can the program see my temp variables? If you're asking that. Because, right, you remember how I said the curly brackets can make, they act kind of like a blanket. It's a block of code, and whatever's inside that block of code is local to the block of code. Okay? And yeah, you're asking, why can you see it here and here and here? Well, here's why, right? It goes line by line, right? The reason it can see these variables is because I've declared them outside my block of code. So it can be seen globally, in a sense. Globally. I'm just going to use that word, right? Local. All this stuff is local to here. And everything outside here is, I know I kind of got it spread out in the int main, but it's all local. And it still goes line by line. The program will get into this block of code. It's not really jumping anywhere. It'll still go line by line. It'll go here. That'll be kind of out of scope at this point. There's the new word, right? Declared. Out of scope, you'll hear, right? There's some more coding lingo for you, right? That's key right there. That statement, like if you hear somebody say it's gone out of scope, your brain might go, what does it mean? What do they mean out of scope? That's important, right? Look at this last statement I got right here. The brother curly bracket to main and the sister curly bracket to main. As soon as it gets to here, to this curly bracket, end of program, out of scope. Things go out of scope as soon as they hit that sister curly bracket. And we'll talk about LIFO and deallocation and memory off the stack in the future. That's just there for, by the time we get to this area or topic, you're going to see these words. Your brain's already going to know about these words. You're going to be like, wow, man, this is easy. This stuff is like so gravy. I love gravy on my French fries. It's great. Gravy on my French fries. I haven't had that in a long minute. Gravy on French fries. All right, let's go. So that's why, right? So this is global. I've declared these kind of globally, so it's seen outside the block of curly brackets. That's why you can see them here. So, but check it out. Let me show you something. If I cut this out, Control X, and declare them inside my block, check it out. Oh, what happened? What happened? Why can't it see it now? I don't know. I don't understand. X is undeclared? What do you mean X is undeclared? Where's Claire? I don't see Claire. 51. X is... X? What are you talking about, Bob? It's so broken it doesn't even know what's up. That's wild. Okay? Anyways, just be aware of that, right? if you don't understand what's happening, that's what's happening, right? These are kind of like these curly brackets, it's its own block of code, guys. Right? So now I've made these local to this block of code, to these curly brackets. They're local. The information can only be seen inside this block of code. Okay? It cannot be seen outside. So those are other two words you're going to get used to those. Okay? Local and global variables. That's why I'm saying local here. Right? I've kind of changed things because now I've added this block of code here. But originally they were local to main. And that's what I wanted to explain, right? So now look at that, they recognize it. Having a color theme in your code is key, right? So you can tell when something's wrong, right? Because it changes color. All right, let's run it. And there we go. So if we look, that should have swapped if I know what I'm doing. So temp is now 16. Okay. All right, A is temp. Yeah, that's true. A is now 22. Oh, what's up? See? And that's called swapping. This is the simple way of swapping. There is another way, guys, and I'm going to show you. Stay tuned. You're going to have to watch. Okay? I'm not doing a 5-minute video on how to swap characters. Yawn. I'm doing lectures and classes here. Okay? This is for the real peoples that wants to learn. Okay, but look, check it out. So I'm going to explain that this is the simplistic, the easiest way of swapping characters. Again, there's another way of doing it. And if you choose to work for a company, they may ask you this question. They may just to test your knowledge, right? They may ask you to swap characters without using a temp variable. And that's what they mean, right? Here we're using a temp variable to swap. And there you go, you can see it. And you notice no white space. Unless I add in a bunch of extra new lines, I'll get new lines, right? So if I want more space on my code, well, I could add a new line here, right? I could add it at the beginning. Or I could do a double new line. Maybe I want more space, right? Let's build it. Let's run it. There you go. See? More space. And it's nice and visual. It's more appealing to the eye molecules, right? This is a lot easier to read because everything's not so congested or condensed, right? There you go. So that's how you do that. That's swapping variables. Swapping variables. I'm not yelling at you guys. With a temp variable. Okay? I'll just go like that. Right? However you guys want it, it's fine, right? It's all the same. So, that's what that means right there, okay? Sometimes maybe you want to do that in code. It depends on maybe you're creating some kind of game. Something fun, right? A mix and match game with numbers or something. Right? This is the great thing about coding. You can start going, wow, man, I have a game idea. I could actually now, right? The only thing you have to do is like once you learn the C++ language, guys, you need to kind of, because there's no GUI per se, we're using a console application. It's not really a GUI, but it is a visual, right? The console is a visual. The console is great because we can see the efforts of our work, right? That's why I love the console. But I don't know, I start thinking, like for me, I don't mind it. I love it. Most people might go, man, that's one ugly GUI. And if you're not understanding what a GUI is, that's... I'm saying the word GUI And if you're in the coding and graphics world, graphics user interface, okay? Again, this is why I got into doing WinForm stuff with C Sharp. Was it C Sharp or was it? I have to look at my code behind. Hang on, hold up. My brain is getting confused. Is that part of my C Sharp? Oh, come on, stop breaking here. Oh, God. Too much going on here. My file explorer had to think. It's like, settle down. Yeah, it's C Sharp language. And I love WinForms. That was another GUI, graphical user interface, so I could actually, write code and do a graphical user interface as well. So, and then eventually I did the same. I kind of moved forward and went into the Unity, which has been great. I will go back to Unity, guys, eventually. I want to put out these teaching videos and that. I want to help you guys learn and the world learn. I'm trying to do something good here. I'm trying. Okay, running out of time, but hopefully you're learning a lot. And then eventually I'm going to get into OpenGL. But I want to get through this first. For me, I don't worry. I don't worry too much like the AutoCAD thing when I used to do design and drafting. I still love design and drafting. I wish I wanted to do architectural drawings. I was more of a process pipe designer, but of course the liberals ruin that for people even with an education, as such as myself. That was my what's the word? That was my major. Process pipe. That was my major, right? It's great that I went to college and learned and everything, but it was all taken away from me because of, tree-hugging ideologies, okay? But I still love the drafting, I do, but of course AutoCAD is way too expensive for independent designer to be able to own. You can buy seats and that, but anyways, I wanted to do architectural drawings, but it just never happened. So anyways, all right, thank you for listening. That's kind of my story a little bit. So here we are. I'm doing this and I'm really enjoying it, to be honest. Maybe life has a reason, the direction that it goes. Maybe there are reasons. And I don't mind where the life took me into this direction of coding and that. I'm actually loving this. I truly am. If you enjoy doing what you're doing, like the passion, and I have more passion for this than anything else. I need some coffee. Hold up. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna continue. We got about, I don't know, half an hour. Okay, there you go. So now you have a pretty good understanding of this. So if you master coding, which I fully support you in your dream of doing that, again, just realize, it's not going to be easy, right? Just enjoy it and love it. If you want to do something that you love, it's going to be easy to do. There are going to be struggles and probably you're going to trip a little bit in that, but you'll keep going because it's something you love doing, right? You'll keep going. Again, just get rid of any distractions in your life. Anybody that's negative, just yeet them. Literally yeet them if you have to. I yeeted somebody. My wife. Yeah, got yeeted, right? Because too much of a distraction, right? Trying to move trying to move forward positively here. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, don't forget to buy me a coffee. It'd be great. That would help, huge. Buy me a coffee, because I love coffee. All right, do end your statements with a semicolon. Do use white space judiciously. Okay, judiciously, I love that word. To make your code clearer. Okay, so be sparingly in a sense. Okay, don't go overkill. Right? We write code, we don't normally do this. Okay? Okay, guys? It's easy to delete all that white space. I could just highlight it all. Don't go too far, and then just hit delete. Oh, magical! That quick. Expressions. Anything that evaluates to a value is an expression in C++. An expression is said to return a value. We've talked about that, right? Remember, main doesn't need it, right? I removed that comment, but main is a special case, right? Function. It doesn't... So the point here is, remember, int... double float bool 2 if I have to confirm that, but definitely int, float, double all require a return statement, and that's what they mean. Return. You can be returning, I don't know, you can be returning a variable. For example, I'll just give you, it's not going to be true, but for example, I could return temp, right? I could, technically speaking, I could return the temp. I could return A, right? So that's what a return value is, right? We'll be doing void methods. Look, void. Here's one for example. This, again, if you guys hear me say method or function, they're both the same. The only difference is a method is part of a class. Okay, but really a method is a function. Okay, and a method is a function. I don't know. Anyway, I had some other thought, but a function is a method. I don't know. I guess they're one and the same. Okay, guys. Just the method is part of a class. We don't have a class yet, so technically speaking, they're functions. Okay. And if you look, this void function, if you just want to return a string of text, you could also return an int value, right? You can, but you don't need to type return. All you need to do is type, I've got my stuff all messed up, but X, right? That's the way you would do it. Okay? You'll see, right? The return here automatically returns the value, okay? But we'll get into that more, just so you're kind of aware of that, all right? Void doesn't need a return. What's it saying here? What's it recommending? Make static. I mean, I could. I'm not too concerned. My thinking with static is it can't be seen by other source files. We don't have any other source files. There are other reasons, but I'm not too concerned about it. I can make it static just to make it quiet. Be quiet! I don't know why I would do it here. Why wouldn't I do it at the top? Because I believe at the top is where you do it. Right? It should work. Is it going to recognize it? Hang on. It's interesting. Interesting. So, I'm just trying to think. I thought you had to make it static at the top as well. Why are you not recognizing it? I've already got one. What are you talking about, Bob? Oh, right. Oh, I know what it's doing. I know exactly. I just thought of it. I'm being silly. So I am correct. Okay, but I just clued in, right? I just clued in. This is why it's confused, because I have to put the int in there as well. And that should clean it up. So normally, okay, this is the since I'm already doing this, I'm also explaining the essay. I call it line coding essay. Every essay has an introduction. Every essay has a body. And every story, just like any story, also has a conclusion. So we have to tell the program ahead of time. We're talking about functions a little bit right now, okay? You have to tell it's kind of like giving the program a heads up. Remember, it's line by line, right? You have to tell, it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm just going to keep it simple like that. You have to give the program a heads up. You have to say, hey, program, I have a function here. Okay, I'm telling you about it. All right, so be aware of it. It's somewhere in my code here. You're just going to have to look for it. Normally, we break up our code into 3 parts. This is where I'm getting into the 3 parts, guys. You might as well have an idea of it now. You'll see more of this in the future, right? We'll break it up into 2 source files and 1 header file. Okay? And that's what you see here. Header. So we do our declaration of our function in our header. This is the body. All of this, curly brackets, to main, right? This is the body, okay? Our main function is the body of our line coding essay, in quotes. And then we have our conclusion, which is also our source code, right? So you see here it says source code. It would be another source file. Okay, main is also a source file. Anytime you see .cpp, just think source. Okay, it's a source file. So this would be in its own source file. Okay, and I'll show you how to break it up and do that in the future. Stay tuned. You're just going to have to be part of this. Remember, sharing is caring. Don't forget to hit the like button, thumbs up, all that sort of stuff. And be a part of this. Continue watching. It's great to have you. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. But that's exactly why the program was complaining. Because they weren't the same, right? It has to match. So if you noticed, the subtle differences when you're creating your functions, in the definition part, you need a variable, right? Where we would, just like I was showing, we would return X, right? We just return it to console, just print it out. Essentially, that's all we're doing. We're just printing it out to the console. That's all this really is, okay? No calculations, whoops, nothing going on. But on top here, all you need to do is tell what type it is. That's it. You can have the variable. It won't hurt. The program's not going to break. But the point is you can do without it. It doesn't need it. All it needs is the what data type it is. That's all it needs. Okay? And then when it was asking me to make it static, static is part of your declaration. You don't need to declare static down here. Once you've told the program it's static, it's kind of like declaring, right? Once you declare it, you don't need to declare it again. Okay, that's the point. Okay, let me build that. Run it. Everything should be fine. Boom shakalaka. Yeah. Okay, expressions that evaluates to a value and blah, blah, blah. Okay, an expression is said to return a value. Thus, the statement 3 plus 2 returns. So this technically is a statement as well. I'm going to get rid of this, guys. Okay, hope you don't mind. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it. We don't need I use the extra curly brackets a lot so that I can see my now when I'm working with classes, so that I can see my object being destroyed by my destructor. But we'll talk about that in the future. Okay, just some words I've said to you, threw at you randomly, that you'll hear in the future. Okay, we don't need to be there yet. Okay, that's why I do that, but you don't need them. Okay, and we got this declaration going on. This is a statement as well. I could go temp equals 3 plus 2. It's not common for us to do this, right? Remember how we're talking about is it called, are they called statements? No, constants. Literal constants and symbolic constants, right? That's why we talked about this ahead of time, right? You would create a symbolic constant, okay, guys? So what I'm trying to say here is I'm going to type like this just to show you, for example, you can do this, but normally we'll use symbolic constants, okay? Remember that, okay? That's key. Start getting used to using and creating your own symbolic constants. Every single one of these, A and B equals 22, it's a symbolic constant, okay? And this would be the literal constant, right? Okay, I'm not going to go on to that. Hopefully you've seen that video. I think we talked about it enough. So returns the value 5. So if I printed this in console, right? Just returning it to the console, because you have to kind of tell the program what you want, right? That's why we do this, guys. The program's not going to be like, okay, I know what you want to do, I'm just going to do it. No, you have to tell it what to do, right? I didn't have an enter, but you can see it there, right? I need an actual blah, 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 blah. Where did it do that? Okay, I'm going to put an enter here. That might work. Let's see that. Yeah, there we go. See, temp is 5, right? It does the arithmetic calculation. Not a problem. Pi, float constant that it returns 3.14, right? Float const float. Usually we put the const in front, if I remember right. Yeah, const goes in front of the declaration. Seconds per minute, right? That is a so it could be, it's an int. Oh, what's up? Let's go. Seconds per minute, 60, right? Now we're actually we're initializing 60 to seconds per minute. Let's go. I just heard some bling blings. I got the sound notification. Let's go. What's up? Who's dropping by and watching? I want to see. Hi, Con Papa's 9. Let's go. First time chat. I do apologize if I haven't been watching chat. Busy. Let's go, Con Papas. Turn it up. You can call me Con. Okay. All right. Hello, Con. It's great to have you. Thank you for being part of this live stream. Much love. I love it. Thank you for the support and being here. You are a beautiful, intelligent individual. I'm just telling you, for real. You are. It's great to meet you, Con. Let's see. My sounds. Music. Let me see. Let's get you excited. I want to show the love. What shall I play? I need some. Here, I'll just do this. This is for you, Con. Let's go. Throwing it out there, showing the love. Slowly growing over here. Let's go. You also write C++. Need any help? I'm kind of doing a lecture. I'm good so far. Appreciate you. If you see, anything, any suggestions and such, any part of the stream, by all means, you could share your input or thoughts. I'll take them in and see how it goes. I'm not sure your level, right? Because I don't know who you are, right? I don't know what level you're at. I just love writing code. I do. Okay, so I am doing the lecture/class here on Twitch. Thanks to those that are watching it also on YouTube. You guys are also great. Papa's9, thank you for the support and the love. I will see you around, definitely. I want to keep going. I don't have much time left here, my friend. Again, I want you to know I appreciate you. Let's go. Okay, so what I've done here, guys, is I've created what we would call a, just like I've said here, right? Going into the theory a little bit. This would be our symbolic constant, and this is our literal constant. I'm kind of getting it in my own brain now, too, because I just think of it as a value originally. When I hear the word constant, I always just think of something like pi, right? In my mathematical mind, pi is a constant, right? A regular value is not a constant to me, right? That makes sense? But just take note, in C++ language or any language, C++ for sure calls this a literal constant, okay? Just understand the distinction, that's all. Assuming that pi is a constant created that is initialized to 3.14 and seconds per minute is a constant equal to 60. All three, so they're saying it's a const as well. So if that's the case, then I might go like const int. Hang on. I might type it in a different fashion. Depends on the variable I want. Something like this. It doesn't really look that good. But maybe it's a macro, or I could put it as C, right? It's not a macro. C for constant, something like that. And then move it up here as well. I like to keep my variables kind of together. It just depends what I'm doing. Like variables can be up here as well, guys. And if I put variables up here, then it also becomes a global variable, okay? Any variables up here become, when it's outside or above the main, becomes global, okay? So just remember that. Let me see. I'm looking for something here. I'm looking for, let's see if I can find that. Normally I have that information in front of me here, but I keep changing things up and removing things, deleting things, updating things in regards to my notepad information. I want to see if I can find that extra information. Maybe I have it in this document. Come on, all the way up here. Here we go. Okay, so up here, I haven't shared it yet, but here we go. Okay, boom. Okay, they're called function prototypes. Since I kind of talked about this already a little bit, that's what this is called. A function prototype. A prototype is the heads up, right? We would also do this here as well. Okay? If you're using a singular source file, which what we're doing here, you would put your structs or your classes. Obviously, I have my function prototypes up here, but any variable declarations. And I think if I recall, I could take this. Let me just go like this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go like this and call these global variables. But they're global to, well, the main, yeah, they're global variables on a global level for the main, for int main. So my point is I could take these variables here, these constants, and have them up here. The int main, because these are global, outside, they're above main, right? We're above main, guys. Okay? Int main can see it because it's global. So if I actually tried to change, now they're const here, let me just use a standard variable. I'm just gonna call it variable. Okay, and I'm gonna make it, I don't know, 68. Okay, so if I go here, standard cout variable, right? Because that's the name of it. And then I get it to print variable. It actually recognizes it. You can see it's in my pull down list. If you can see it in your pull down list, right? This means like a local variable. Okay, obviously it's a variable, but so I could just hit tab and boom, done. So it can see it. You can see that's quite interesting. You notice the coloration of the variable itself? That's telling me that it's a global variable. So that should print. Let's run it. I didn't put an enter or anything, but you can see temp5 variable 68. So it can see it. Guys, that's what global and local means. Remember, a local variable would be local to, you know, this scope or to the main. Like, so if I put int local variable, as a matter of fact, right? Local variable, global variable. Now I changed my name here, so it's not going to recognize it. I have to update it here. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to go like that. Boom. Okay? Boom. And then local. Might as well see this stuff now, guys, so you understand. Because everything kind of works like private and public in a sense, okay? Those are some other coding lingos. Public, private. Okay? Some more coding lingo. So let me run this. Build. Run. I didn't put any enters. I should have. Temp5 local variable. Let me just clean that up, guys. Okay, I'm gonna put some new lines and a new line here. And let's build it and run that. Okay, there we go. Temp5 local variable 67, global variable 68. Right? Local to the main. As a matter of fact, I should take this and put it right here. And that's fine where I have that. That's okay. Local variables local to int main. And these are global variables on a global level, right? Globally. You can be seen globally. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to leave that. That's a pretty good description or definition. I do have to finish up though, guys. Almost done here. As a note, let's see. No, that's not okay. No, that's even. But returns a valid assignment. That's also an expression, right? This assignment statement is also an expression. So what? Just looking at their information here. I haven't declared X, but I'm gonna go temp equals A plus B. A plus B, right? So two things. It's a statement. Statement and or expression. Okay? More coding lingo. Okay, guys? That's a statement and or expression, right? It's an expression. As a note, any expression could be used on the right side of an assignment operator. Remember, equals sign is an assignment operator. Okay? Putting some notes here for you. This includes the assignment statement just shown. The following is perfectly legal in C++, so you could do some wild stuff like this, which I could do this. It's weird. I don't normally do this, but we're going to create a second temp variable just to show you. Temp and then equals 2 and equals and there. That's a pretty wild expression, but apparently you could do that as well. Okay, right, so if I build this, it shouldn't have any issues. There we go. Temp equals temp2. What's happening here? I imagine that's getting stored into there, and then this is getting stored into there. I call it leapfrogging. That's my own. I'll do what I call leapfrogging with variables. Leapfrogging. You guys could quote me in the industry on that too. Leapfrogging. I'll do that with my own code. I'll leapfrog variables just for error checks and such. Okay. And that's it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I gotta go. All right. I'm trying to stream same time every day, guys, during the week, Monday through Friday, from 1 through 3. I'm Mountain Time, so that you know. That's when I'm live streaming on Twitch. I do export my Twitch videos to YouTube because, Twitch only allows you to store your videos for so long, like a week now. It used to be 2 weeks. They don't have the storage capabilities that YouTube has, I'm going to assume. So just so I can preserve my course videos, I have to move them to YouTube, guys. So I appreciate you watching here on Twitch. I also appreciate you watching on YouTube. Quick shout outs to Khan. Thank you for the follow. Latest follower. Appreciate you. Much love. That is it. I'm going to see you guys and gals in the next video next week. It's the weekend now, so I will be working. I'm always working, guys. I'm working on another program right now, as a matter of fact, and I'm having fun doing it. It's just a C++ console application that I eventually the plan is to turn it into a C++ / OpenGL. That's the goal. All right, much love. I hope you guys learned stuff today. That is it. I'm going to shaddy Eddie. I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Whoever you are, wherever you are, much love. Thank you for the support. Oh, it's awesome. Johnny and Whiskey Tango Coding Sharp says, take care, guys. We'll talk to you soon. That's it. Peace.